Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited to be in recording this video because the flyer I'm going to be showing you how to recreate is actually one of my favorite flyers at the moment. So I'm going to be showing you how to create this flyer right here in Photoshop from scratch, step by step. But before we get started, I'd like you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the post notification so you'll be the first to be notified when I drop amazing videos just like this one. Also, like this video, smash that like button, drop a comment. It helps the video get to more people that like content like this, and also share it to your fellow designers and anyone you think will find this video valuable. So without talking too much, let's get straight into the video. So I'm going to be designing with the Instagram portrait size. So let's create a new file. So I'm going to be using um 1080 by 1350 with a resolution of 72, RGB color, and you can leave the other settings to be like this. So we'll click on create. All right, so I'm going to actually hide this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a black color for my background. So we're going to go down here to the adjustments layer and we'll click on solid color and we'll change the color to black. All right, so we're going to go to our assets folder, but before we do that, I'm going to put in some coordinates. All right, so I'm just going to go to the ruler by the left hand side. I'm going to drag out the coordinates. I'm going to click on it, right click on it, click edit selected files, right click on px and change it to percent, and then I'm going to change it to 7%. Click on enter. I'm going to drag another one out. I'm going to right click on it first of all, make sure it's highlighted, then right click on it, then click on edit selected guides, right click on px, change it to percent, and then you can now change this to 93%. Okay, then I'm going to go to the top and drag another one out. I'm going to make this one 8%. Okay, this is just to make sure that everything is aligned the way I want it. I'm going to make this 50%. All right, it's 50% already, and then the last one is going to be 90%. Okay, all right, so I have my coordinates all in place, so I'm going to start bringing in elements to this design. So let's quickly go to the assets folder, and as usual I'm going to be providing you with every single asset that I'm using for the design so that you can design along with me. All right, you're welcome. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in text. So the text I want to bring in is the tagline. Get it right just once. So I've copied it. I'm going to select my text tool, click, and then I'm going to paste, Control V to paste. Okay, the color of the text is black, so I'm going to go here to the properties layer and to the properties panel, and I'm going to change the color to white so that it will show. Okay, now that the color is white, we are going to edit that text. Okay, so I'm going to make the button to be green, but we need a specific hex code to make sure that we're aligning it. Well, make sure that we are within the brand guidelines. So the hex code, I've written it down here. So the hex code for green is this. I'm going to copy it and I'll come here, click on the foreground color, and I'll paste in that hex code and press enter, and we have green. So I'll select the bottom and I'll change it to that green. Is that okay? So now that I've made the bottom green, I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, so first of all, let me reduce the line spacing a bit. Okay, then I'll press Ctrl T to transform it. I'm going to reduce the size a bit. Okay, I'm also going to change the font to Montserrat because that's the font I'm going to be using for this design. Montserrat. Okay, let's check out Montserrat Light. No, Montserrat regular. Okay, regular looks okay. I'm going to zoom in to try and arrange it. Press Ctrl O to zoom out. Okay, it looks pretty okay. Now I'm going to bring in the logo. Press Ctrl H to bring back our guides. I'm going to bring in the logo. Okay, I'm going to reduce the size of the logo. I'll take it up. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Let's press Ctrl H to see what it looks like. Alright, so we have the top done, the tagline and the logo. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight both of them and press Ctrl G, and I'm going to call it the top. Okay, let's delete this background layer as white, we don't need it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to write my headline. So go to the text tool and you can press T for text tool. We'll click and we'll write no stress. Alright, so change the color to, now for the no stress, we're actually going to put in a bunch of effects. Okay, but let's just change the color to white. We're going to use Montserrat semi bold. Okay, we're going to use Montserrat semi bold. Let's increase the size a bit. Okay, we'll centralize it. Alright, so we're going to just double click on the no stress and it's going to bring up a dialog box called layer style or blending options, and we're going to make some effects. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to gradient overlay. So once your layer style dialog box is open, you're going to click on this gradient here, and then you go to this box at the left, you click on it, go to color and you change the color to white. Then you go to the middle and click, another box is going to appear. You come to color and you change it to this hex code. Change it to AE. It's gray, it's a gray color. And then you go to the last hex code and you change the color to F5. That is kind of white as well. Okay, you click on OK. You're going to change the angle of the gradient overlay to -70. Alright, and then you change the scale to 93. Is that okay? Make sure you're following my settings to get the same results that I am getting. Alright, so once we are done with gradient overlay, we're going to come to our color overlay. Okay, not color overlay, sorry. We're going to come to outer glue. When you get to outer glue, just click on reset to default. Once you reset it to default, just come to your size and increase your size to 41. That's all. And then lastly, you come to stroke. Make sure your stroke color is white and make sure it is 3 and the size is 3. Okay, or we can leave it at 2. Then click OK and you can see the effect we've created for this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate it, and then you're going to change the text. So let's come here. I've written it scalping bots, no stress scalping bots. So this flyer, we're trying to advertise a bot for Forex. Now that we've copied this and pasted it, we're going to double click on it again. Now all we want to do is we want to change the gradient overlay. Okay, we'll leave the outer glow and the stroke the same, but we are going to change the gradient overlay. So come to gradient overlay, click on this gradient, click on the first one that is white, and you change the color to 01 CF 6E 6C. Okay, click on OK. Change the middle one to 018748. Click on OK. Then change the last one at the end into 01C F6E. Click on OK as well. Then for the outer glow, we'll make a slight change to it. We're just going to change the color of the outer glow to this green. And there we have it. So we're going to centralize it. And just like that, we have our heading. So we'll select two of them and we'll press Ctrl G and call it headline. Headline. Take it on the top. So we're going to shift it up a bit. Okay. So we have our headline all set. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to write our sub headline. So select your text tool, click, make sure that it's not in all caps lock, change the font, maintain the same typeface, but change the font from semi-bold to change it to regular. So I'm going to come here and copy and paste. So this is our sub headline. Copy, paste it in, press Ctrl T, and then reduce the size. I want to reduce the size further. Okay, then I'm going to centralize it. Let's increase the line spacing a little bit. Now I'm going to highlight 82% of your trades because I want to make a kind of contrast to highlight that area to make sure that it stands out. So I'm going to change it to this green color. Click on OK. Okay, and in addition to that, I'm also going to change the font. So I'm going to change it from regular to semi-bold. And then at the end, in this stop guessing and start winning, I'm going to change it to italic. Okay, so we have that is our sub headline. So I'm actually going to add this sub headline inside this headline group, and I'll leave it there. So the next thing we're going to bring in is our highlights. So because the highlight is very long, I've already taken the time to type it out and I've saved it as a PNG file, so you don't need to type it out yourself. Once you get this assets, you will have it already. So this is it. It's typed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a kind of a shape under it. So come to your rectangle tool and create a shape, a rectangle shape. So let's zoom in a bit. Okay. So let's centralize this shape. I'm going to add a little radius to it. Okay, I think it's pretty good. For the stroke, we're going to add a white stroke and we're going to make it a dotted stroke. We're going to remove the fill. So this is what it looks like. Now we're still going to have to take the headline up a little bit, to be honest. Because I'm going to write, I'm going to add another shape on top of here to write head highlights. Okay. So let's just copy highlights from here. These are all the highlights. In case you want to copy it manually, these are the highlights. But if you don't want to copy manually, you can just import the PNG file and create magic. So let's just paste that in. We're going to make it white in color and press Ctrl T to transform it. Reduce the size. Make sure it fits into the square. Okay, make it all caps and then change it from italic to, let's change it to medium. Okay, so centralize it as well. Centralize this rectangle as well and add radius to the rectangle. Double click on that rectangle, add a stroke, click on OK, and let's zoom out, press Ctrl O. So it's looking a little bit too big. I'm going to select both of them and press Ctrl T. And I'm going to reduce it like this. Alright, so it looks better. So maybe we can bring the headline down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to select all these highlights, everything. I'm going to press Ctrl G. I'm going to call it highlights. Okay, so if you hide it, you'll see that is the highlight I selected. Okay, NEPA just brought light. I don't know if you heard that sound, in case you did. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the CTA, which is at the bottom. So I'm going to draw a shape at the bottom. I'm going to align it to the edge. And I'm going to take it down to this guide. Okay. Then I'm going to go to properties. I'll unclip this. Then I'll make it 50 on each side. And then I'll change the color to white. Once I've done that, I'm going to bring in the call to action, which I've also saved as an image to save us time. So press enter. So you can see the call to action. There's nothing there. It's just text and shape. Alright, very simple. Okay, so this is the progress we've made so far. Now I'm going to select the two of them. Press Ctrl G and call it CTA. So I like naming my group so I don't get confused and I know where everything is. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the robots. Yes, there is a robot. So this is the robot. I'll Press enter. We're going to bring in another image. This is a phone. Press enter. Okay, so we have phone, we have the robot. What else am I bringing in? I am going to bring in a brush stroke. Now this brush stroke, I'm going to double click on it to go to the layer styles. I'm going to select color overlay and change it to white. Now that it is white, I'm going to add a drop shadow. Okay, let's reduce the opacity to 17. This angle, let's make this angle 45. Reduce the distance to about 26 is okay. Spread, let's leave spread at 11. And let's increase the size to 68 is fine. And then we'll add outer glow. So for the outer glow, the opacity should be, let's leave it at 35. We'll increase the size to 100, and let's leave 117. Leave the range at 50, and click on OK. Now that brush, you're going to press Ctrl J to duplicate it. Press Ctrl T, right click and press flip horizontal. Okay, can you look at that? So select both of the brushes, press Ctrl T and move them down a bit. Okay, let's press Ctrl T again as well, and maybe we should reduce the size. Okay, I'm just going to leave them there like this. Next thing I'm going to bring in Binance and MT5 icons. Alright, so you can look at them. They are perfectly placed at the back because of the way I saved them. They are at the back of the robot. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to create a new layer behind the robot but in front of the icons and the brush strokes. So come down here, create a new layer. Select B for your brush. Reduce the hardness of the brush to 0. Reduce the size, and then come to the back here and just click, and then we'll change the blending mode to screen, and you can see the effects. Okay, now in addition to that, you can come to the back of the phone, create a layer, and then increase the brush stroke and just dab twice, and then come and change the blending options to screen. Okay, and we have a little glow at the back. So now we are going to focus on the background. So let's just click everything so far, Ctrl G, and we'll call it imagery. All right, so go to the back, go on top of the solid color, which is this black, and we're going to bring in our background. So let's start with this bow. We'll just shift this bow to the edge like this. Press enter. We're going to create a mask. Click on your brush tool. Make sure the black is selected, and then we can just wipe the edge a little bit. Once you've done that, I'm going to change it to screen. Change the blending mode to screen, reduce the fill a bit to 34 is okay. We'll bring in the second background, which is this chart. Stretch it a bit. We'll leave it at the back there. Press Ctrl U, and this hue saturation layer, you're just going to change it to -67. -65 works perfectly fine. And then we'll reduce the fill. I just reduce the fill until we're comfortable with it. Okay, I think this is okay. So you can see the difference in the background. But now you're going to notice that the highlight is now difficult to read because the background is very busy. So what can we do about that? We're going to use a glass morphism effect. Okay, so press Ctrl H to hide the guides. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide all the layers on top and we'll leave only the background. Come to the topmost background layer, this graph, press Ctrl Shift Alt E. It's going to create a snapshot of all the layers and then right click it, convert it to a smart object. Okay, once you've converted it to a smart object, I'm going to go to filter, go to filter gallery. Filter gallery, come to distort and come to glass. And look at my settings. Distortion is 17, smoothness is 4, the texture is frosted, and the scaling is 121. So make sure your settings are the same. Click on OK, and you'll see the glass morphism effect. Now go and unhide all these layers. Okay, and then you're now going to go to your highlights. This shape where the highlight is on, you're going to take it to the back of that image. Let's hide everything again. Now this image that we've put the glass morphism effect on, if you put it off, make sure that that rectangle is at the back. Now right click on that distorted image, the glass morphism image, and then go to create clipping mask. Let's create clipping mask alright, at the bottom, and it will clip to that rectangle. Make sure that the rectangle has a fill. Now if we zoom in, you're going to see that that distorted effect is only affecting the rectangle. So now if we put on everything, we can see that the highlights now is more legible compared to when there was no glass morphism effect. Okay, so that's great. The glass morphism effect. Now the final thing we're going to do is let's just select all of this, press Ctrl G and call it BG for background. Alright, so go to the top of the layer, press Ctrl Shift Alt E. It will create a snapshot. Right click and create a smart object, convert to smart object. Then we're going to go to filter, go to camera raw filter. And here in camera raw filter, we're going to just make some edits to spice up the image. So let's play around with the contrast, the exposure. There's really no guideline for this camera raw filter. You're just going to play around with everything here, and whatever feels comfortable to you. You can just actually follow me and do exactly what I'm doing if you want the same effects I'm getting. So there's no right way or wrong way. As far as it looks good to the eye. So I'm just going to click on OK. And there we have it. This is how I created this flyer step by step. And if you follow the steps that I have followed, you're going to get exactly what I'm getting. Thank you so much for watching up until this point, and I hope you learned one or two things, and Please do well to subscribe to this channel, smash the like button. If you learned something new, drop a comment, tell me what you learned, tell me what video you want me to make, and I'm going to make it. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.